Okay, hi guys. So I hope you've been doing well with the math so far. We're going to continue our decimals unit. So we're still in chapter 4 and now we're up to section 3. So section 2 was rounding, comparing, and ordering decimals, but now we're going to do decimals to fractions and fractions into decimals. So I'm using the slideshow and I'm actually just videotaping the slideshow. It's, I think, the easiest way. So what we're going to learn is how to write three place decimals as fractions or mixed numbers in simplest form and vice versa, which means how to write fractions as decimals. So we're going to learn how to write fractions as decimals and decimals as fractions. Okay, so the first one, rewrite 8 thousandths as a fraction in simplest form. So I'm going to show you actually on my paper how to do that because I can't write on my screen, even though I do have a touchpad Chromebook. It's a little hard to use, so we're just going to do it this way. Definitely easier. So if I have 0, if I have 8 thousandths and I just want to make it as a fraction, right? I have 8 thousandths. So that's a decimal written as a fraction, but I need to write it in simplest form as a direction saying it needs to be in simplest form. So I'm actually going to move my keyboard because we need that in the way. So I am going to think to myself, well, how can I simplify 8 or 1,000? Well, I could divide them both by 4, right? So this will become a 2, and this will become a 250, right? Because I know that 250 times 4 is equal to 1,000. So I'm noticing that I could even get more simple than that, right? Because I could divide 2 by 2 and get 1, and I could divide 250 by 2 and get 125. So 125, 1 out of 125 is what 8 thousandths is equal to. Okay, all right, let's keep going. So now we have this great visual. It's showing you 8 thousandths here, and then, right, it's showing you it's also 8 thousandths, and then they're going to do the work for you. So 8 out of 1,000 is equal to 1 out of 125, which is what we just did. And that's how you write it in simplest form. Hooray, we did one problem. Let's keep going. Okay, now we're going to write 2 and 45 thousandths as a mixed number in simplest form. So we know how to write this as a mixed number. So let's go down there to my worksheet, to my paper. So it's 2 and 45 thousandths as a mixed number. So it's 2 and 45 thousandths, right? And now all I gotta do is simplify this. So I could divide them both by 5, right? So 45 divided by 5 is 9. Well, how many fives are in 1,000? Well, I know that there are 25s in 100, so that means that there are 200 fives in 1,000. So, and here I could check that, 200 times 5, right, is 1,000. Okay, you definitely have to be a little bit fluent with your math facts and your numbers, but that's as simple as it gets because I can't divide 200 by 3, and 9 is a prime. Well, 9 is not a prime number, but 9 can only be divided by 3, and 200 cannot be divided by 3. So let's show the work here. 2 and 45 thousandths as a mixed number, 2 and 9 200ths. Right? I actually forgot to put my whole, so we're going to add that. So it's 2 and 9 200ths. And that's the answer in simplest form. Hooray, we did another problem. Okay. So write each fraction as a decimal. Okay. So 2 thousandths, 20 thousandths, 200 thousandths, and 2. So we have 2 wholes as a fraction would look like that, right? So this is what it looks like as a decimal, right? So here, let me do that more organized. So I have 2 wholes, so that's 2, right? Then I have 0.200, that's 200 over 1,000, which you could simplify, fine. Then I have 20 thousandths, which I could write like this, which is also equal to 200ths, right? If I cross off these 2 zeros. And then I also have 2 thousandths. Wait, not that line. So that would look like 2 thousandths, right? Which I can't simplify anymore. So let me just show you that nice, right? So there I have 2 wholes, 200 thousandths, which by the way is equal to 2/10, right? If I continue to simplify it, right? So that's our biggest one. And then I have 200ths, and then I have 2,000ths. Let's see if this has answers for us. Oh, it doesn't. Okay, now it's another question. Write a list of decimals in thousandths only that is nearer to 20 thousandths. Okay, we're gonna skip this. Let's keep going. I'm gonna stop this video and I'm gonna start a new one just so that the first video is not too long. Okay, see you soon.